Well, that was a quick run, but my goodness, my hands are cold. Y'all, welcome to another video. Last video, if you saw it, if not, there's a link to the description down in the below for the YouTube video there. But last time, a couple months ago, back in end of November-ish time, we were out at Don Pedro fishing and practicing for some tournaments. Today, back at Pedro again, like 2 months later, and we're gonna give a whack at it again and see what's going on. One More Bass has a tournament, not this next weekend, but the weekend after. Unfortunately, I cannot pre-fish next weekend because I have 2 tournaments next weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, and neither one is at this lake. So right now we're gonna just go out and fish, see what we can find. Hopefully we can find some good stuff. Find some better fish than what we had last time. I think last time we had just under 10 pounds per our bag. So we have had some better bags since then, because I have fished Pedro since then a little bit. Unfortunately, I didn't film that, so obviously it's not uploaded to YouTube or anything. But today we decided to pull the GoPros out, film a little bit of our pre-fish for the One More Bass, and hopefully we can get some more footage of fishing other tournaments with some other circuits and clubs and stuff that I'm going to be fishing this year. It's been a beautiful morning so far. This is like the first morning I think I've been to where there hasn't been any fog whatsoever, so that's kind of nice. It has been a little bit warmer than normal this winter. Despite the fog helping keep it cool, it hasn't been down really to those low 30s in the morning. So we've been having the at lowest high 30s, but mainly our lows have been in the 40s. So it's been a warmer than average winter this year. We have got some decent rain. Lakes are still climbing. I can't say as a farmer and an almond farmer here in the Central Valley, California, that we are seeing a potential for an earlier than normal bloom. So that could mean that maybe that pre-spawn could come a little earlier this year. Don't know yet. We'll find out. But yeah, that's gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and get back to our first spot where we want to fish and go ahead and start fishing. You know what? Screw it. Let's give it a shot. I don't really see much, but let's see if we can see anything on the active target here and hope we can find some fish. No, let's go with this guy. So usually I like to throw a reaction first thing in the morning, but I think this time we're gonna go with some finesse. I see some fish on the bottom, not anything I really care to see, but it's definitely something here. So we're gonna give it a shot here, because I bet you I could drop down and maybe not catch a fish, but at least land on a fish. I mean, it's still almost 30 foot right here. So I mean, it's still pretty deep back in here. Look at that. All right. Just gonna drag that. Sometimes that's all I need to do, especially this time of year, is just slow drag. In fact, it's nice and calm out, so we can really run this trolling motor nice and slow today. It's crazy as there's fish back here too. It's kind of one of those things where, unfortunately, if it was been beaten up, these fish are going to be tight-mouthed, tight-lipped right now. So there it goes. Nope, that's a fish. There we go. There we go. All right. coming up. It's a little black. All right. Well, small one. Good grief. But a fish is a fish. At least we didn't skunk anyways, right? I mean, he's maybe 10 inches, 11 inches. It's not that big, but a start is a start right now. I'm telling you what. Sometimes this could be a really fun time of year, and sometimes it could be really slow. So we're going to get back at it. That was on a Ned rig too. So my last video, if you saw it, you notice I wasn't throwing Ned rig. Well, I had a comment on that video that said you should throw Ned rig, and while I do enjoy throwing Ned rig, unfortunately I didn't have any Ned heads on me. So, but after that, after I had fished there, I did end up buying some, and for me this winter that has been my go-to setup to catching fish, has been the Ned rig. And I mean, just slow dragging it across the bottom. Sometimes I shake it a little bit, but that Ned rig is one of my go-tos. And I swear it's like I get the cameras out and I can't catch a fish. This is crazy. There we go. That's a hit. Ooh, missed him. Oh my gosh. Well, that was the first bite I've had in the last like 2 hours since the last one I caught. I mean, just crazy ridiculous. It's like, I don't know what's going on here. I might have to try something completely different. It's crazy as this has been working pretty good the last few times I've been here. So unfortunately today it's not doing that. So I gotta figure out something here as to why they're not hitting this anymore. And is there something else that they might hit a little more? Maybe it's something we're doing differently, that maybe I need to change up the way I present it, you know, change the color. Maybe I need to dead stick it, you know, make it, I don't know. Oh, shit. That was a bite. I don't know what happened though. It's coming at me. Nope. Huh. I'm getting bites, but they're just not. It's weird. Yeah. Little ones. Well, shoot. Try it again, I guess. I mean, usually when they eat this, you know, they kind of inhale it, to be honest. But for some reason, they're just grabbing the end and they're not grabbing where the hook is at. So it's making it a little hard. There's a load of fish underneath me too. Alright, one more cast and we're out of here. This ain't working. Alright, we're gonna make a move. Fish in this spot here are just not touching anything. I've had a couple nibbles, one bite this morning, and we've been here for what, two and a half hours in this spot, in this area now, and not a single thing. So we're gonna make a run to another spot that I have caught decent fish before, so that's what we're gonna do. That's all we can do. There's a fish. Couple fish there. 30 foot. Yeah, that's where I keep seeing them right now. Yeah, they're just glued to the bottom, it looks like. I don't know if that was a rock or a bite. That was a rock. No, that's a fish. There we go. All right, it's a little one, but finally a second bite. Oh my gosh, such a slow day. We're gonna let this little dink go, but that's number 2 after like 2.5 hours. Finally catching another one. Thank you, buddy. All right, well, maybe that's what we needed to do. We just needed to change locations. Let's hope it's not like it was earlier where we caught one and then all of a sudden went dead for a while. But once I get this retied, we'll find out and I'll see what happens. So my favorite Ned rig right now, Ned head I should say, to use is the Zman Shroomz. And I like to throw those typically in the green pumpkin, because that seems to be the most common color that I throw on my Ned rig. But my favorite sizes are 1/4 ounce, and I actually like to go a little heavier than 1/4 and get a 1/3 ounce. Just link is in the description below to those, but those are my kind of favorite sizes, colors. It's a little 2/0 hook, so perfect size for that smaller presentation. But so far those Zman Shroomz on the Ned rig have been pretty good this year for catching some decent bags. Right now I'm kind of seeing the fish in the 30 to 35 foot ish area. So I don't know if you can see that one. It's actually behind the boat. It's right off the bottom, just sitting there. There were a few minutes ago, I had some fish moving around before I started hitting record on the graph for the active target. I'm only going to record so much because I got to watch how much with the storage on the SD card. So I'll do my best to get as much as I can to show you guys what I'm seeing. But I mean, these fish they're either off the bottom just swimming around, or they are glued to the bottom. So hopefully we can get some more fish here. But right now I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce. I'm almost half tempted. I might see, there's looks like one fish right there for sure. Might be a couple others with it, but anyways, as I was saying, I might switch over to the 1/3 ounce just to feel that bottom a little better. Right now I'm just kind of trying to slow drag it across the bottom, maybe do a few little shakes. Hopefully we can find some better fish, and maybe it's where there are better fish, they're just not biting, or we need to maybe move where we're at. But you can see right, in fact, right here on this little rock here, you can actually see, but you can kind of see some fish right there in that little rock right there. They're kind of sitting around it. I don't catch many fish on my jig, but when I do it, they're usually decent, but in this case, not so much. That's a bite. Finally! Oh my gosh! Finally! I have been looking for these fish all day. It took like another 3 or 4 hours just to get this fish. Crazy. Oh my gosh, what a freaking day. Slowest day ever. But hey, at least we're not skunking. Thank you, buddy. Oh my goodness. It is now like 5 minutes after 1 o'clock and we finally caught another one. Hopefully we can get some more. Oh, there we go. That's a fish. Oh, that's probably the biggest fish of the day right there. We went through a long dry spell of not catching any fish. It is currently 2:40 in the afternoon. Finally got ourselves a solid fish there. I mean, it's not no giant, but probably the best we've had of the day so far. So a lot of slow, rough day. We're just gonna keep at it, see if we can get a couple more to bite like this. So thank you, buddy. There we go, there's another one. Okay, well, it just took all day to get them to bite. And while they're not the biggest fish in the world, they're still fish. If it was like this all day, man, that would make for a great day, but I will take anything at this point. So, all right, that's, I think, fish number 5 for the day, I think. Crazy to even think of that. Thank you, buddy. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, man. All right, let's see if we can keep going before the day gets over. unfortunately, that's all she wrote today. It was a tough day. And what's crazy is the same things that I was throwing today, I threw just a couple weeks ago and was catching them left and right, getting solid 2.5 pounders on it, and had, you know, decent bag. Nothing like super giant, but a decent bag. And unfortunately, those fish didn't want to cooperate today. They were there and you could see them on the graphs, but unfortunately they just weren't wanting to eat today. But we did get one. First, we did get one about an hour or two into the morning. We didn't get out here till about 8 in the morning. And unfortunately, we had a big lull in that time before we caught another one. And then the same thing happened. We went through another lull and caught another one. And then after that, didn't catch any till the end of the day, where we caught like 2 almost back to back. In fact, I think they were back to back casts. But it was just a tough day, guys. So hopefully we can figure something out for the tournament come in a couple weeks, because unfortunately I am not able to pre-fish this anytime between now and the tournament in a couple weeks, because I do have 2 other tournaments to fish next weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully things will turn around and we'll be able to get on the fish a little better. But the main thing that seemed to be working for me was the Ned rig. You know, that was the only thing I was able to catch the fish on. I think I caught 1 on a jig. I threw drop shot, didn't get any on drop shot. I even tried the big swim bait and couldn't get anything on that. But yeah, that's kind of how it went today. Very slow, very, very, very rough. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.